It's Sunday morning encouragement, and today's thought is to do not forget about yourself. So thanks for being here, and I appreciate your time, clicking on this video and all of that. So I hope everybody is well, and I'm about to get started on this topic. So today's topic, do not forget about yourself. So many times in life, women, men, you know, they put so much emphasis on others and they forget about themselves. So that's why my topic today is don't forget about yourself, because there's so much in life that can cause you to not put, so much love into yourself, so much care, and remembering yourself has a lot to do with the way you take care of yourself. You know, it's making sure you make good choices. You can't put others' interests above yours all the time. You have to put some of that time into you. You have to put some of that love back into yourself. And so many people forget to put love back into themselves. They forget. And you have to remember. You have to remember to put love back into yourself. I realize that life is busy in this world that we live. Life is busy, and we all have struggles. We all have responsibilities and problems, but we have to put love into ourselves. We have to show that we're important. You have to show where your priorities lie. You know, it's all well and good to care about others and to be there for others and to show concern for others. That's wonderful. And I recommend that to everybody, to, be a good person, be a good individual, and do things for others, but in the process, don't forget about yourself. Don't forget about yourself in the process of, you know, don't forget about yourself in the process of being there for others and taking care of others, because people get the, you know, being a mom, being a sister, being an auntie, being a wife, being, a husband, being a brother. They get, you know, they get caught up in doing those things for others that they leave themselves behind, you know. And it's important that you don't do that. It's really important. It's really important that you don't leave anybody behind in the process, And most of the time, in the process of helping others and being there for others, you yourself get left behind. You get left behind, and nobody really would know. You have to put yourself out there on the map and care about yourself and show love and compassion, kindness to yourself. It's not just physically like making sure you have a good diet and eating a good diet, but also having some time just for you, your me time. I feel it's important every day for people to show love to themselves by having me time. Show love to yourself by having me time, and it's one of the best things you could do every day. It's time that you can look forward to each day to focus on yourself and show yourself love, because everybody needs to show themselves love and take care of themselves. You know, you really should take care of yourself, and that goes another way too. It's in who you choose to be around. You know, the ones that you associate with, the things that you think about yourself. That's all in the way that you show love to yourself, to not forget about yourself. It's in showing love to yourself is by what you allow, the way you allow others to treat you. You have to really be careful with that. You have to be careful of the way that you treat yourself. It's really important to care about the way, you treat yourself, because if you don't have a standard for yourself, who's going to? Nobody. Nobody is going to have a standard for you if you don't have a standard for you. You have to keep believing in yourself. And I know sometimes that's an easy thing for me to say, because I don't know, I don't know your situation. I don't know anybody's situation. Everybody has a different dynamic. Everybody's going through different things, and I don't presume that anybody has like an easy life. We all have our difficulties and struggles, but it's just an encouragement on my side to remind you to take care of yourself. It's really important to take care of yourself and to show yourself love each and every day. Each and every day, you should be showing yourself love and taking care of yourself. A lot of times in life, you're putting so much love. Oh, good morning to the one person who's here. It's really important to show love to yourself. So much people out there, they are showing love to others. They're there for others, but are you there for yourself? Don't forget yourself in the process. Don't forget yourself in the process, because that's what happens a lot. People forget to, pour that love back into themselves, show love to themselves. And I feel like that's really sad. I feel it's really sad to not show love to yourself, because nobody cares. Nobody's going to care about you if you don't care about you. You have to show yourself love, even when others don't. You have to stand up for yourself, be there for yourself, and it's going to show. You have to put a standard out there for yourself and for others. You have to teach. Sometimes you have to teach people the way that you're going to treat, say this is the standard. Good morning to the one person who's here. You have to set a standard for others. You have to teach people the way that they're going to treat you. If you don't have a standard out there, hey Khadijah, how are you doing? Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. You have to put a standard out there, an example, and say, this is the way I'm going to be treated. This is what I'm going to accept. Because if you don't have a standard out there for yourself, you're always going to be upset and disappointed, because sometimes, can't hear you? Can Can you hear me now? You have to set a standard for yourself. You really do. You have to set a standard for yourself and teach people the way that you know you're going to, what you're going to accept. Check your volume. Yeah, my volume's all the way up, Khadijah. My volume's all the way up. My volume's on the highest level. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I'm waiting to hear from you if you can hear me. So I feel like it's really important to, set a standard out there, set a standard for yourself, and let other people know what you're going to accept. This is the way I'm going to be treated. If you don't set a standard out there for others, how are people going to know how to treat you? A lot of people make assumptions. They feel like everybody should know the way, you should be treated. But each individual has to set their own standard. Each person has to set their own standard and what they're going to allow, the things that they're going to accept, of the way that they're going to be treated, the things that they're going to accept, the things that they're not going to accept, because you have to set a standard for yourself. You have to set a standard for others, because listen, if you don't set a standard for others, people naturally will walk over you, they'll mistreat you, and you shouldn't be upset about it. You shouldn't be upset when people don't treat you well. If you just allow people to do whatever they want to, you allow people to talk to you any kind of way, or you're a yes person, that everything that people want to do, you always say yes to it. It's okay to say no to people. It's okay. So much people out there, they think it's such a big deal to say no to people. When you can't do something, you can't do it. It took me a long time to realize that. It took so long to realize that it's okay to tell people no. It's okay to tell people no. It's okay to tell people, you can't do something. And then people have the nerve to get upset, Don't get upset with people when you don't set a high standard. You have to set a high standard for yourself. If you really know you don't want to do something like an occasion, you get an invitation, and you really don't want to be there, then why are you saying you want to go? Don't do things to yourself that's going to cause yourself so much mental anguish and unhappiness. That's part of showing love to yourself. Part of showing love to yourself is to be authentic and true, and setting a good standard for yourself. I forgot, I was waiting for Khadijah. Khadijah, are you still here? I want to know if you can hear me better now. I changed location. I'm at a different location right now. I'm waiting to hear from you. So, sometimes we feel like other people can read our mind. It's not just in the family, it's also in relationships. In relationships as well. We feel like others should just know. Hey Joe, Alice, Good morning. Thanks for being here. Happy Sunday to you. We feel like other people should know about us. They should know the way that we want to be treated, the things that we accept. Never assume anybody knows anything about you. Never assume that people are always going to do things that's going to make you happy. We have to always assume that people don't know anything about you, that they don't know how to treat you. So that's why you have to tell them. You have to tell people, this is what I accept. This is what I accept. This is what I need from you. You have to hold people accountable by your own actions. So don't get upset and mad when other people don't step into your, or don't meet your expectations. Because a lot of times people's expectations, they're disappointed, they're let down, they're upset all the time. But part of the problem is you. Sometimes we are the problem. We expect people to be there for us. And have you told the person, this is really important to me. I really need you to be there for me, or I need to have time every day for me from this time to this time because this is important for me. You have to set standards for yourself, not just in romantic relationships, but also with your children, on the job. You have to set a standard because you can't let people on the job run you over. That's usually what happens on the job. You keep going, you try to be a good employee, but you can't always be a yes person. Don't be a yes person, because trust me, when you burn yourself out, all they will do is get another person. They'll get another person to do your job while you're burnt out. So don't forget about yourself in the process of life. Life is busy. Everybody has problems. Everybody has difficulties. Everybody has struggles. But don't forget about yourself in the process of life. Because, there's bills to be paid. There's, you have to clean, you have to cook, and, you have children or grandchildren or your brothers or sisters or friends and all kinds of other things that you want to do. So don't forget yourself while, being there for others. I think it's wonderful to be a giver, but a lot of people forget that you need to receive. So much people out there forget, that you need to receive, that it's time for you to receive. And it's not a selfish thing. It's not selfish to want to receive. Not selfish at all. It's very important. It shows really that you have high self-esteem, and that you believe in yourself. Because a person who loves himself is not going to allow any kind of standard. They're going to already have a standard set for themselves. They're going to believe in themselves 100% and be there. They're going to be there for themselves. They're going to show others, say, this is the standard. This is what I'm going to accept. This is the way that you're going to treat me, And I think that it's wonderful to have standards. So many people out there do not have standards about the treatment that they'll accept, and that's the reason why people get so upset. They're so anxious because they just always assume. Don't make assumptions that other people know what you're going through or what you need. You have to tell people, during this time, I'm not going to accept phone calls because this is my personal time, or this is the time with my family. So don't get upset when people let you down, or they overstep boundaries because you never made any. You have to, it sounds kind of, you know, I don't know what's the word, but um, I can't think of the word, but it's hard to show people, you know, what you expect because there's so much people out there who don't have any goals and expectations out there for, themselves. So I think it's good to be unique. You should be unique and let people know. That is so true. Yeah, you have to let people know that 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 you have a standard for yourself. So much people out there that they settle for too little. They have very low expectations, and my dad used to always say, when you have no expectations, you can't expect you can't have many expectations. You can't expect to get a lot, and you only tell people a little. You have to project out there into the world, or manifest into life what you want. You have to let people know what you accept and what you're not going to accept. Hey, Zalia, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Sunday to you. If you could thumbs it up on coming in, guys. So we have to set a standard. There's so much out in life, in the society that we live in. We live in a very busy society. We're busy people. We have jobs, and some people have children, some people are younger, some people are older. But whatever situation it is that you are in your life, we all need to set standards that, this is my time, this is my personal time, and you need to respect that. You have to put boundaries out there for people about the way that they're going to talk to you. Don't allow a disrespect in your life. So much people out there, they don't like when people do things to them. They don't like when, thanks for my thumbs up. I appreciate that. So much people out there, they don't like the disrespect, but they never tell the ones that are disrespecting them. You can say, you can put people in their place in the right way. Like, say somebody does something to you that you don't like. You can pull them to the side privately and tell them, say, hey, I wanted to give you some information, and I just wanted to let you know that this is the way that I need to be treated because I know that I'm deserving of respect. So I need you to respect me just like I respect you. You can always, what people will never forget is the way that you talk to them. Don't get upset in the message just because you don't like what somebody is doing. You can show people your maturity and your growth. You don't have to do, a tit for tat. You don't have to get back at people. Show people your positivity and your maturity and your encouragement and your strength. Because it's easy to be strong while, life is easy for you, while, before your problems set in. But once your problems set in and you're having your struggles and you're having your difficulties, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother thing to stay encouraged in the midst of it all. It's hard to stay encouraged because a lot of times that a person can be a giver. You're always giving to others. You're there for others, especially a person who is a caregiver. If you're a caregiver for, and somebody infirmed in your family, you have to remember, hey, Purple Paisley, how are you doing? Good morning and happy Sunday to you. So much times in life, you have to remember yourself. And so much people out there forget themselves. They forget themselves in the process of life. Thanks for the thumbs up. Um, so much people in life, they forget themselves in the process of life. They forget that they get overwhelmed in life and caught up, with their children, um, with their spouse, with their family members, with a job, with all kinds of things that they don't even put themselves on the map. They don't even show any love to themselves. And in the process, your health may start to dwindle. You gain weight. Um, that's not good. It's not good to forget about yourself. You have to pour some love into yourself, and you have to set a standard, because one thing people may not like when you set a standard, they may not like it, but people will respect you for having a standard, and they'll know. They'll know what buttons to press, They know. People, when they know, they said, you're not going to be disrespectful to them. And you can show people in a nice way your standard. You can show people your expectations and your boundaries in a nice way. You can say, I would really appreciate it if you would not raise your voice at me. Or I would appreciate if you would not talk down to me. Or, you would put my papers on the desk, give it to me in my hand. Whatever it is, something that you don't like, there's always a better way, a positive way that you can handle a situation. There's always a positive way. We can always turn whatever struggle or difficulty in life and turn it around and make it positive. It's all about your choices. You have to make a choice in your mind to be positive. Nobody can take away your positivity but you. Don't allow your situation or the people around you or whatever you have going on, or even you yourself. Sometimes a person can have a chronic illness, and that is the only time that they start to think about themselves again, because your body is telling you, it's time to focus on you. It's time for you to take care of yourself and make some decisions for yourself. So much people out there forget to, forget themselves. They forget to have that me time. They forget to do things for themselves, like I hear all the time. And I myself personally have done it. So I'm guilty of it. Thank you, Zelia. I myself am guilty of, forgetting to eat, getting busy with life, and doing things for others. And in the process, that's self-harming. You have to do things that's self-encouraging, part of self-love, and also part of having a high self-esteem and love for yourself is making good decisions for yourself. Making sure you're having enough water and you have a healthy diet, and you take your time each day to focus on you, on your emotions. Have some private time for your meditation and your, encouragement. I believe in journaling 100% each day, whether it's in the morning or in the evening. I feel like it's important to get your thoughts and write them out, and let other people not step into that time. The times that you set for yourself, don't put anything in that place. I know sometimes things may come up, especially if you're a parent. Things may come up and you may want to do something, but make sure each day you set some time up for yourself. Set some time for yourself, that nobody can come into that time. Nobody should come into the time that is for you. Hold on, guys. 1 minute. gotta get my charger. Okay. Yeah, nobody should come into the time that is for you. You know, if you have a time set for yourself, and this is your time to do things for yourself, don't forget it. And especially, the mothers out there, or the fathers, don't forget about you. It's wonderful to be a mother or a father, but it's also wonderful to spend some time by yourself doing something that you like to do, reading a book or whatever, take your bath. I see so many mothers out there most of the time that, they're rushing around doing all kinds of things. They didn't eat anything. They haven't done anything, done any self-care for the day in the midst of taking care of everybody else. And don't do that. Don't put yourself last. You have to put yourself on the map. You have to set a standard for yourself. You have to show others the way that you want to be treated. A lot of times people are upset when other people are not there for them, when they don't show up for them. But sometimes people forget. Like, I know sometimes I forget. I get mad at people for not being there for me. But have you told people in your life how important something is to you? Like whatever it is in their life. Like for me, my YouTube channel now is really important, and getting back to the gym, doing things like that is important to me right now. But have you told other people in your life about the things that's important to you? Have you told them, it's really important that I get to the gym at least twice a week. I need that personal time for myself. You can't expect people to read your mind. You have to set a standard for yourself. You have to tell people how you feel. You have to tell people how you feel. You have to tell people what you expect in your life. Nobody can read your mind. Sometimes we feel like people should be able to read our minds and know what we want, but people can't know. People can't know what you want out of life. People aren't going to be there for you if you don't tell them. Sometimes you may not want to tell people. You would feel like, oh, they should know. People should know the way that I want to be treated. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't expect people to know what you want out of life. If you don't, Rise Hawk, how are you doing? Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Thanks for being here. Welcome. So much people in life, they expect people to, know what you want. We expect people to be mind readers. Nobody is a mind reader. You're welcome, Rise Hawk. Nobody's a mind reader. You can't expect people to know what it is that you want. Most of the time, those same people don't even know what they want. So you have to put your standards out there. You have to tell people what to expect. You have to tell them, and you can't expect people to know. Never assume that people know what it is that you want, the way that you want them to be there for you. You have to set a standard. You have to communicate. And sometimes people communicate differently. So you have to make sure that things are going the way that you want it to go, because you've communicated effectively. You've let people, know how you feel, and when people do something that is to your standard, that makes you really happy, appreciate them, show gratitude to people. So much people out there, when somebody is doing a good job, or somebody is there for you and showing you love and care and concern,
So much people do not show appreciation and gratitude. The simple words, thank you, I appreciate you, you matter to me. The, those are, two or three simple words that you can say that can make somebody's day. We all need reminders of that we're important to others. We all need reminders. And that's part of showing love for yourself. So I just give you guys that encouragement to not forget about yourself because, yes, you guys welcome one another. Yeah, don't forget about yourself in the process of life because life is so busy now and hectic and frustrating and stressful. So don't forget about yourself in the process of life. Um, Remember to refocus. Sometimes you may need to remind yourself of certain goals that you have, uh, rework them, and let people know what it is that you want out of life. Don't expect, people to know what you want. Most people out there don't even know what they want themselves. They don't even know what they want themselves. So, how can you expect people to know what you want? You have to set your own standard. You have to put your goals out there and let people know that this is something that's really important to you, that this matters a lot to you. Don't take anything for granted. Don't assume, don't make any assumptions that people should know. This, you should know this is important to me. You should have known that I wanted you to be there for me. It's not a big deal to just tell people, I need you to be there for me. That this is a really important occasion for me. You should tell people. You should tell people that something is important for you. People forget that sometimes in life that when life is busy and you have something that you want to do, you may assume that other people know what it is that you want. Hold on a second, guys. There's so much people out there, they set all these standards, they have all these goals in life, but they never tell people. It's really important to tell people what it is that you want out of life. If you don't put a standard out there, you don't let people know what is important to you, how are they going to know? People aren't going to know if you don't tell them. That's why it's so important to set your standard, to let people know this is important to me. This is what I want out of life. This is what matters to me. It's important to do that. And you can't expect people to be there for you if they don't know. Don't get mad at people when they don't show up and they're not there for you. Don't get mad at them because you have to tell people what's important to you. Nobody is going to know that if you don't tell them. You have to tell people, this is what I accept. This is what I expect of you. This is the way that you're going to treat me. If you don't tell people what your standards are, you are just going to fall for anything. You have to tell people because life is busy and you can't just assume people know what's important to you. You have to tell people, this what I'm doing in my life is really important for me and I would really appreciate your support because this matters to me. It's important. And then it's a different thing if then they choose not to be there for you and not support you. But you can never say, the person didn't know because you told them. There's so much disappointment that can happen in life from lack of communication. I experience it so much times. I assume people know things are important to me. We all assume people know. Oh, they should know this is important to me. They should know, this matters to me. But people aren't going to know what matters to you. People aren't going to know what's important to you unless you tell them. You have to tell people, you have to tell them that this is important to you and that this matters to you. Because if you don't, you're going to be disappointed and mad and upset and hold grudges because of something that sometimes it can be your own fault. Did you tell the person how you feel? Did you tell people this is important? Did you tell people, I need this personal time for myself? You have to set your standards. You have to tell people what's important to you, what matters to you, because if you don't, who's going to? I feel like I was going to sneeze. Oh, it went away. So yeah, guys, you have to tell people what's important. And what is let's see the point. Yeah. So the point of today's topic is to not forget about yourself. That is really easy in life, People are busy. They have all kinds of situations that happen to them. But sometimes you may forget about yourself in the process of life because of the busy lifestyle. We all lead a busy lifestyle. We all have things, to do in our lives. And sometimes people, because of their focus on themselves, that you may have to refocus and remind people, that I need this personal time for myself. Don't forget about yourself in the process of life. Don't forget to do nice things for yourself, to show yourself self-care and self-love and self-gratitude. And it's shown by the decisions that you make, the things that you allow, the treatment that you allow into your life. Don't expect people to know what it is that you want in your life, because people don't know. If you don't tell people what it is that you want in your life, what's important to you, how can you expect them to know? And they're not going to know. They're not going to understand until you tell somebody something is very important to you. They're not going to know. So sometimes, even if you tell people, they may not be there for you. But if you don't tell people what's important to you, how are they going to know? They're not. So don't take things for granted. Don't assume people know anything about you. Don't assume anything. Don't assume anybody knows anything about you. You have to set a standard for others. This is what I need. This is the way you're going to treat me. And it's all about loving yourself. And when you set a standard for yourself, it's a different story of people after that, after you tell people what you expect out of them and then they let you down. That's a whole different thing. But if you never tell people what you need out of life, if you never tell them what you expect from them, how can you be mad at them? Did you tell them, I need you to be there for me, that this is a really important occasion. I need this time for myself because this is my love me time. I believe more people need to have love me time where, that they're going to the gym or they're going to get a massage or they're going to go for a walk. Whatever it is, it's important every day to do things for you. For you, you have to do things for yourself. And it's not selfish at all. It's not selfish to show love for yourself every day. So much people in life, they put the focus on other people, say, well, I don't have any time for me. That my life is involved with my kids or my job or this and that and the other, or I'm too tired to do things for yourself. You set the standard, guys. If you don't set time for yourself, who's going to? Hey, Tavi. Welcome. Happy Sunday. You have to set a standard for yourself, guys. You have to show love to yourself. Nobody is going to do it if you don't. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the love to yourself. Thanks for all my likes, guys. I appreciate that. You have to put some love back into yourself. Hi, Clara. Good morning. Happy Sunday to you. You have to put love into yourself. You have to remember yourself in the process of life. Oh, yes, Rice Hawk. Thanks for being an interpreter, Rice Hawk. Welcome them here to my live stream. So, I'm just giving you guys a friendly reminder, friendly encouragement to not forget yourself in the process of life because it's so easy to forget yourself in life, you know, get caught up in your job, caught up with kids, caught up with family members, you know, doing all kinds of things. So don't forget to do wonderful and loving things for yourself each day. Don't forget about, you know, having a healthy diet and getting your exercise. And doing things for yourself that's wonderful and loving. You have to remember yourself in life. You can't get caught up in the problems and difficulties and struggles in life and leave yourself out. Don't leave yourself out in life because listen, I'll tell you guys something. If you don't set a standard for yourself, especially on the job, you are going to be completely burnt out. And at the end of the day, all they're going to do is replace you. They're just going to replace you with somebody else at the end of the day. So don't think there's no loyalty on the job. There's no loyalty on the job at all. They will work you and work you until you're all used up. And then you're the one that's sick. You're the one that's having the problems and the struggles. And then they just move on and get somebody else. So don't forget in life to put some love back into yourself. To take some much needed vacation and personal time and make sure you're taking your breaks at work. So all of this may seem like it's standard, you know, common knowledge, but I don't assume anything. I don't assume anybody knows anything. I don't know what this person is saying. Clara, I don't know what it is that you're saying. You have to set standards for yourself. You have to set a standard for the way that what you're going to allow other people to treat you. You know, you have to set that standard. You can't assume people know what it is that you want. Nobody is going to know what you want in life if you don't tell them. So that's the reason a lot of times for people to be so disappointed in life or feel let down because people weren't there for them and didn't do something for them that they wanted. But a lot of times people don't even tell the other individuals how important something is to them. So don't forget to tell people, you know, things are important. So this, my personal time, this is my time for me and I have to have it. So I would really appreciate it if you could support me by, you know, giving me my space during this time or not calling me after this time. A part of loving yourself too is knowing when to, you know, this is enough. It's time for me to get my sleep. It's time for me to do something for myself, or not working too many hours on the job. Whatever it is, we all have our own standards. Hey, good morning, Boss Life Online. How are you doing? Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for being here. So we all have to set standards for ourselves. If you don't set a standard for yourself and show, that self-love. Who is going to? Who is going to? You can't expect people, nobody's a mind reader. Yes, guys, welcome one another. We all have to set a standard for ourselves. You have to set a standard because you can't assume anybody knows anything in life. You can't assume your children. You can't assume your spouse. You can't assume, the job. Every single relationship that you have in life, anything that is successful in life, you have to have a standard for each one of those relationships about what you are going to accept. Multitasking this morning. Okay, Purple Paisley, thanks for being here. You have to set a standard, guys. It's so important to set a standard. You have to show people. I don't know what you're saying, Clara. Rise Hawk, can you translate, please? Oh, you're staying? Okay, thank you, Purple Paisley. So you have to set a standard and what you're going to accept in your life. You can't expect people to, read your mind. Nobody can read your mind and know what's important for you. Nobody is going to know that. Don't assume people know what it is that you want out of life. Nobody's going to know what you want out of life if you don't tell them. You have to tell people, this is my standard. This is what I expect from you. This is the way that you need to treat me. Don't assume people know that. And tell people when it's important that people show up, and show gratitude to them too. Say, I really am a person who needs, phone calls every day. I need text messages every day. I need, you to tell me how much I mean to you. You have to tell people. You have to set a standard. I think that's a lot of times why people get disappointed. We always assume that people know what it is that you need. But nobody is going to know that. You have to tell people. But once you tell people and then they're still not there for you, now that's a far different thing. It's a far different thing when you tell people your standards, what you're going to accept, and then when they're not there for you, they're lacking in the support area, then that's different. Now you can make a choice whether you want to continue the relationship after that. You don't have to continue self-harming, people who lack support to you. You don't have to continue those kinds of relationships, Sometimes, especially on the job, you have to set a standard for the way that you're going to be treated, You're not going to work, more than these hours. And be a person who means what they say. If you say you're not going to do something, don't do it one time. Because once you do it once, then they're going to say, well, you did it before. So mean what you say, live in what you say, and don't lower your standard for anybody. Don't ever lower your standards. Always stand up for the things that you believe in. Always stand up for the things that you believe in, and don't let anybody step into that space. That it is a space for you. It's a place that nobody can step in. Don't let anybody step into your me time, your time that is just for you. So much people out there do not even have a set me time. That this is my time every day. I'm going to exercise. This is my time every day that I'm going to eat. This is my time every day that I'm going to journal. This is my time every day where I'm going to go for my walk. Set your standards. Have your goals fixed in your life. Make your goals, and after a while, yes, Boss Life Online, welcome, Purple Paisley Planner. Thanks to all my mods who are in here. this early in the morning on a Sunday. I appreciate you guys so much. So I hope you guys check out all my mods, and thanks to them for being here on this Sunday morning, and also everybody who is in gray also. Thanks for being here. I want to show you guys appreciation for everything that you do for me, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, so that's why I chose this topic about don't forget about yourself, because so many things in life, life is busy. Life is so busy where there's so much things to do in everyday life, cooking, cleaning, bills, jobs, kids, family members, that you can be so focused on all those other things that you may start to crowd out your own self. You may start to crowd out, the time that you should be spending, in your self time, your own meditation, your own prayer, your own private time. Don't allow anything to step into that time. Don't allow anything to step into that time, because that's your time. Yes, life is too short, Rise Hawk. It is too short, and you can't forget about yourself in the process of life, because it will show. You can't forget about yourself in the process of life. You can't. Because nobody is going to respect you if you don't respect yourself. And that may sound something like, really? Yeah, but it's true. People are not going to respect you if you don't respect yourself. Part of respecting yourself is setting standards. It's what you allow, the way that you let people talk to you, the way that you let people treat you. It all shows. It all shows in your decisions. It all shows in the decisions that you make every single day, whether you're going to love yourself or you're going to harm yourself, because there's only two choices in life. Is this something that's going to help me or harm me? Only two standards. I know a lot of people don't want to believe that, but either you're there for yourself or you're not. And it will show in a while. Anytime when you stop showing love and concern for yourself, it shows. It shows up in your health. Your health will be affected. So don't think you can make all these decisions and eat what you want to and not be getting your exercise, and it's not going to show up. It will manifest in something. Something is going to be off. But you have to take care of yourself. You have to show love to yourself. So don't think you can just do anything and life is going to be great and sunshine and roses and happiness. It's not. It's not going to at all, guys. Hey, Boss Life Online. I wanted to ask you, are you going live now? Because right now it's almost 8 o'clock. Oh, you can't today? Okay. So I'm going to continue my life for another 10 minutes or so. So, okay, no problem. I just wanted to know. Yeah, guys, you have to pour love into yourself. I made a video about that. If you haven't seen that video, check that one out. You have to pour love into yourself. And another thing is that you have to love yourself where you are in life. I did another video about that one. So check out my playlist that I have. It's under my live streams. But you have to love yourself where you are. Don't try to say, in 5 years after I get my degree, after my kids grow up, after, my relationship breaks up, You know, love yourself where you are and never forget yourself in the process of life. Wherever you are, whatever's going on, whatever things that you're struggling with, and especially love yourself if you're suffering with a chronic illness. Because when you have chronic illness, you're so focused on, going to doctor's appointments and, you know, doing all kinds of other things. So don't forget to have some time for yourself in the midst of your difficulties and your struggles and your illness, that even though you may not be feeling the best, but still have time to remind yourself of your importance and your value and your love for yourself. Sometimes you need a reminder. You need to remind yourself how important you are. We all need to have a reminder. We all need to be reminded, how important. I'm up hoping I can take a nap. Good morning, Bree. I know, Bree, I'm exhausted this morning messing with Dawn last night, but last night was fun. Welcome, Bree Reviews, to the live stream, guys. Welcome, Bree Reviews, to the channel, guys. So, yeah, guys, we have to show. I don't see why you're up. Because this is the only time on Saturdays and Sundays in the morning is the only time I can go live. I can't be messing around with those late night lives. Those late night lives was messing me up, going live at 9 p.m. It may be for some people, but it's not for me. Some people can handle that. It was starting to affect me. Yeah, people may not know who you are. Bree Reviews. Bree Reviews is fun with the girl's mom. So yeah, guys, we have to set a standard for ourselves. Don't ever assume people know, what it is that you want out of life. Never assume that people know what you want, what you need out of life. You have to tell people what it is that you want and what you need. Because if you don't show a standard, you don't set a standard, you can't expect, people to be there for you and to give you the things that you need. If you don't have a focus and you don't give people something to focus on. Hi, Buzz. Welcome. Thanks for being here. If you could thumbs up the live on entering, I would appreciate that. You have to set a standard. Wendy's TV, welcome, sis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for my thumbs up, guys. Yes, hello. Welcome, everybody. Miss Rochelle, how are you doing? Thanks for being here. Happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. Yeah, guys, we have to set a standard for ourselves. You have to set a standard, and you have to tell people the treatment that you're going to accept in your life. You can't expect people to know that. You can't expect for people to know what it is that you want out of life. Yes, guys, welcome, everybody. You can't assume that people know what it is that you want out of life. You can't expect people to be there for you if you don't tell them. You have to tell people, this is what I want and need out of life. I need you to be here for me because this is important for me. If you don't tell somebody that, how are they going to know? People aren't going to know. Yes, thank you, Rice Hawk. Smash the like button, guys. Thanks for being here. Yeah, guys, I just want to give you some encouragement and motivation on this Sunday morning to remember yourself in the process of life. There's so much obstacles, problems, difficulties. We're busy people. We always have things that's going on in our lives. So try to focus some of that time. Thank you, Wendy's TV. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. Um, we have to remember ourselves in the process of life. We have to remember ourselves because if you don't, who is going to? People don't care about you, especially on the job. Especially on the job, people don't care about you. So make sure you have your time that you spend for you, especially on the job. Make sure you're taking your lunch breaks. Make sure you're eating. Make sure you take your time off when you can take off, some time with pay. That's all part of showing love to yourself. You have to, because what are you going to be if you're at zero? So much people out there, they always go and say, well, I have to go, I have to go, I have to go. I have all these things that I need to do. But when is the last time that you did something for yourself? When's the last time you showed some love to yourself? Took that vacation that you've been wanting to take. You got that massage. You signed up for the gym. Do some things that's self love, self encouraging, self motivating, journaling, prayer, meditation, exercise, whatever it is, that the things that you like to do. We all like to do different things in life, but make sure you're doing some things to show love back to yourself. We're a society people. Most people in general are nice people and they're givers. But in the process of life, you have to remember to give back to yourself. Don't forget to give back to yourself. Good morning. Good morning, Frank. How are you doing? Thanks for being here. In the process of life, we have to remember to be there for ourselves. You have to be there for yourself. Oh, I'm so glad you're good. Happy Sunday to you. You have to remember to be there for yourself. You have to, because, life is busy. You may have children, you may have grandchildren, you may have a spouse, you may not have a spouse. Whatever your situation in life is, we are all busy people. We all have things that's going on with us. But you have to set a standard for yourself that this is going to be my personal time. Nobody is going to step into this time. And this is my time to do my bath or do my hair or go to the gym or whatever it is, go for a walk. Every day have a standard for yourself. This is my time. This is my self-love time. People make schedules and appointments for everything. Make that an appointment you have every day. This is my appointment for self-love. This is the time I'm going to journal or go to the gym or exercise. But schedule some time. Gotta go on my way to church. Okay. Thank you, Miss Rochelle. Have a great day. I appreciate you being here. Have a great Sunday. Yes, guys, we have to set a standard for ourselves and show love back to ourselves. I did a video on that previously about pouring love back into ourselves. You have to pour love back into yourself, because if you're always pulling from yourself, giving this of yourself to your kids, this of yourself to your spouse or others, or your job, you're giving. So much people give, but when's the last time that you received? It's really important to receive in life. It's really important to receive in life. You can't just always give. You have to also receive. You have to receive of yourself as well. There's nothing wrong with receiving. You can't always give to others. You have to have a time. You have to have a time where you give of yourself. You have to have a time where you give of yourself. You can't always give. Sometimes you have to take. Nothing is wrong with taking. Nothing is wrong with taking in life, guys. Nothing is wrong with taking. So much times in life, people forget to receive. There's nothing wrong with receiving, blessings. Our blessings are there for each one of us. We have to know that we're worthy of it. We have to know that we are loved and important and special. So take some time out for yourself and pour some love back into yourself. Take some time out to do some things that you really want to do. Do things that make you happy. Do some things that's, self gratifying. It's not selfish to love yourself. Not selfish at all. You can't always be a giver. Sometimes you need to receive that love. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually very strange and harmful to always give and never receive. We all need to receive love. We all need to. So you don't always be a person to give. It's okay to take. I had to remind myself of that sometimes that, hey, good morning, 49-cent Rage. Welcome. Happy Sunday to you. We all need reminders, guys. We all need reminders that it's okay to put some love into ourselves. It's okay to take some time out. Well, thanks for being here, Wendy's TV. We all have to put some time back into ourselves, some love back into ourselves. We have to set a standard, We all have to set a standard for ourselves and show how important it is to show love to ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. We have to set a standard. We have to set a standard of loving ourselves, This is my personal time to do this because I matter, So much things in life that we set the importance and priority. I have to go to my job. I have to do this. I have to do that. But how many people in life set a time of, this is my time to love myself. This is my personal time to go to the gym. This is my personal time to show love to myself. This is the time that I'm going to do my bubble bath. This is my time I'm going to the gym. This is my time to journal. This is my time to pray. This is my time to meditate. All of that is about self-love. So don't forget yourself in the process of life, guys. Don't, because you'll get taken out of this world only focusing on other people. And it's not selfish to think about yourself. It's not. We as imperfect humans, we tend to be very giving and doing things for others, which is wonderful. It's wonderful to be there for others and do things for others. But in the process, too, you have to remember yourself. You have to remember that, you personally need, your own time without anybody around. Just a time just for you to do the things that you want to do the things that make you happy. So it's not selfish at all to focus on yourself and to show, love to yourself. It's really important to show love for yourself and have a standard of what you want in your life, because you can't assume people are going to be there for you. People are going to care for you. Clara, I don't know what you're saying. You can't assume that people are going to be there for you or people know what it is that you want to do in life if you don't tell them. You have to put it out there. Hey, King Art, good morning. Thanks for being here. If you could thumbs it up on coming in. Happy Sunday to you. Yeah, guys, you have to put a standard out there. You have to teach people, the way that you want to be treated. You have to teach them. You can't assume people know what it is that you want out of life if you don't tell them. You have to tell them, this is my personal time. It's not for anybody else but me. These are the things that I'm going to do. And I'm live myself. I wanted to say hi. Okay, King Art. Well, thanks for being here. Hi, said Akmal. Welcome. Yeah, guys, you have to set a standard for yourself. You have to train people, especially on the job. You have to train people the way that they're going to treat you. You have to train people. Everybody's coming in. Yes. Thank you, Frank. Thanks to whoever just shared the live stream. I appreciate that, guys. Yes, guys, don't forget to thumbs up the live stream. Thank you to everyone who's here. If I could please get to 20 likes, I would appreciate that. So you can't forget to show love to yourself. You can't. You can't. Because there's so much things that, naturally in life, most people out there are givers. That you give of your time to your children. You give of your time to your spouse or significant other. You give time to your job. You give time to this. You give time to that. But when are you going to give time to you? Sometimes you need a reminder to refocus. Refocus your time and your goals to put that love and light back into yourself. You have to, because I believe a lot of times that's when health problems happen or mental breakdowns, because you're doing too much for others. Sometimes you need to just slow down a little bit. Slow down, slow down. It's nice to do things for others, but sometimes it can't be at the expense of yourself. You can't give when you're empty inside. Sometimes you just need to put some. Oh, thank you, Rice Hawk. Tell them thank you. Tell Clara thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate all my Turkish friends. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. So yeah, guys, I just want to give you guys that encouragement. Don't assume people know what it is that you want, what it is that you need. You have to tell people, I need you to be there for me. This is my personal time, and I need you to respect me. Please don't call me after a certain time at night. Set your standards. There's so many rules out there in life. Why not have some rules for yourself? This is my personal time. I need you to respect that. You have to tell people what it is that you want out of life, because if you don't tell somebody what it is that you want out of life, they're not going to know. People aren't going to know. They're not going to respect you. So respect yourself and show yourself, some love. Show yourself some love. Put that love back into yourself and treat yourself good. Oh, thank you, said. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys, you have to put love into yourself. Don't forget about you. Don't forget about you in the process of life. You can't always be a giver. Sometimes you have to receive. It's okay to receive. Receive love for yourself. You heard it here, guys. You heard it here. Remember to receive some love back into yourself. Don't forget that. Don't forget to put some love back into yourself, because remember your importance. Remember that you matter. Remind yourself. Sometimes we lose focus in life because we're so busy, we're caught up with so many things. But sometimes you just need to slow down a little bit. Slow down and spend some time on yourself. Refocus, refocus. And time to focus on yourself and do some things, because we all know when we're not giving ourselves enough time and attention and joy and light, and love, and doing the things that we want to do. We know when we're not doing what we need to do for ourselves, but it's okay. We all get unfocused sometimes. But the thing about life is always changing, and you always have the possibility to change your life and to do some things that's good for yourself. And it's not selfish. It's very important, because if you stop caring for yourself, so will others. You can't expect people to know about your focus, know about what's important to you if you don't. You have to set a standard for yourself. You have to set a standard for yourself. You can't expect for people to be there for you and to know what it is that you want out of life. You can't expect that. You can't expect for people to know what it is that you want out of life. You can't expect people to know about what your goals are and what your focus is if you yourself don't know. You have to know that. You have to know. And you have to be working in accordance with your goals. If you say you really want to do something, you need to say it and then do it. Be a person of action. Don't just say, I want to do this. What are your actions showing? Are your actions showing that you really love yourself? Your actions have to show that. Your actions have to show what it is that you think about yourself. Your actions have to show your standards in life. So be people who are positive and progressing and loving themselves. You have to love yourself by the choices that you make each and every day. Each and every day you have to make choices that is beneficial for yourself. It may not be popular, guys. It may not be popular. Hold on a second. Yeah, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, but we have to remember our focus in life. We have to remember our focus, and if you forgot your focus, refocus. Life is too short to live your life with unhappiness. So be happy and make good decisions and pour that love back into yourself, because nobody is going to if you don't. Nobody is going to give you love if you don't love yourself. You have to show yourself love in the process of life. You have to. You have to show yourself love. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful when people begin to know their own potential. Know your potential, know your own worth, and that you are worth, having time for yourself. Because listen, guys, when you spend time by yourself and you do something that makes yourself happy, like say when you go to the gym, when you take a time out to do something that you enjoy your hobby, whatever it is, when you have that standard and you do something that you want to do, you accomplish your goal, you do the things that make you happy, the things that refresh you, you're refocused and you have more to give. Don't forget yourself in the process of life. You know, life is so busy. There's so much things that we all have to do, you know, as humans. We are pulled in all different directions, but remember yourself in the process of life. Don't forget about yourself because you have so much to give, but you have to remember also that you need to receive. If nobody tells you that, if you don't have people in your life telling you that you need to receive, I'm telling you, you do need to receive. We all need to receive and not to just give. You can't just be a giver. You have to receive because life is a circle. Once you give, you also have to remember you need to receive also. So that's all the things that I wanted to tell you guys. I wanted to give you guys that encouragement, that love and light, and reminders to love yourself, to refocus, to spend some time doing the things that you enjoy, to not forget to take some time every day to relax, to do some things that you want to do, to remember to have a healthy diet, to get some exercise, to, you know, keep your stress level down. Hi, Rye. To keep your stress level down. Do whatever is necessary, guys. Do whatever is necessary and remember yourself in the process of life. Don't allow responsibilities, you know, with your kids, with job, with family. Don't allow all those things in life to take the focus off you taking care of yourself and being there for yourself. Remember yourself. Sometimes we all need a reminder that, you know, we need to focus back on ourselves. We all need reminders that it's time to refocus. We all do. We all need reminders. So I'm giving you guys a reminder to remember to love you and to make good decisions, the decisions that's going to be positive. And yeah, guys, remember to not forget yourself. Don't forget yourself in the process of life. Why am I giving this information? Because I see so much people that are so angry and bitter because they're overstressed. They're not spending any time doing the things that they want to do. It's important to be, taking care of yourself, doing all those things, but also you have to remember to be balanced in life. You got to be balanced. Yes, you have bills that need to be paid. You have kids or other things going on in your life, whatever it is. Everybody has different situations, but don't forget yourself in life. Don't forget to do some things that you enjoy. And that's part of loving yourself as well, guys. Yes, thank you, Bree. Thanks for the thumbs up. Don't forget yourself in the process of doing all these things in life. Don't allow, the job. For those of you who are still working, the job can really mess you up, The job can really mess you up because you're working so much hours and it's overwhelming sometimes, all the things that the job expects from you. And then when you get home, you may have kids or family members that's demanding of your time and attention. But remember to put some time and attention into yourself every day. Even if it's just a few minutes where you're journaling or doing something that you enjoy, put some focus and love and light back into yourself, because if you don't, it's going to show. It will show up in other areas of your life. You'll get really stressed out, or your health will not be, your health will start to decline. So put some time back into yourself. Don't forget about yourself in the process of life, guys. Don't forget about yourself. So I wanted to give you guys that encouragement to not forget about yourself, to remember yourself, to stay encouraged, and to not give up, because we all need encouragement. Each and every one of us needs encouragement. We need more positivity, more love. So we're all busy people. We all have problems and struggles. Each one of us has different situations. But don't forget yourself in the process of life. Don't forget you. Most people in general are very giving of others, but are we giving of ourselves? That's why I chose this topic, is because I see so much people out there that they put so much focus onto the jobs or their kids or their spouse or so many other things that they start to slip down on the list. Put yourself back on the list. Put yourself back on the list. Make yourself a priority again if you aren't doing it now. It's okay. Refocus. Refocus your time, your energy, your time, all that stuff. Refocus back onto yourself. And when you do that, you're going to feel so good about yourself, because when you are more relaxed, your blood pressure is going to go down. You're going to be happy, because it's not natural to give until you're at zero. Don't give until you're at zero. Remember to refocus yourself, guys. Refocus. So I wanted to give you guys that encouragement today on this Sunday. And thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for your kind and positive words always on my videos. Thanks to all my mods for being here. Thanks to all of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. So guys, remember to stay positive. Remember that it's not selfish to give of yourself and your time. Good morning.
You up?
Huh?
You up?
Uh-huh.
You ready?
Yeah.
When did you get ready?
A long time ago.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Getting sleep? Where's your wig at?
So guys, I just wanted to give you guys some encouragement to never ever give up in life, because you guys matter and you're special and important. So don't forget yourself in the process of life, and I will see you guys in the next video, which is going to be tomorrow. Every day I'm live. So thanks everybody for being here. Thanks to all my new people who are here. I appreciate you guys so much. Everybody have a great and positive Sunday. Enjoy your day. Stay positive, refocus, stay encouraged and motivated. And I'll see